And we're live back again, Vince. How are you?
I'm pretty sleepy. How about you, Earl?
I was so invested in the Super Smash Bros. Tournament.
Well, it was a good match.
It
There were
was
good
a very
matches.
intense match. I don't know that Mega Man can be that top tier, and players here are built different.
Well, hopefully we can catch up with the Pokemon scene, but the Cebu players for Smash are fairly solid. So I am just hoping that the same can be said for our VGC players. But again, VGC is very new in Cebu, so let's hope they can catch up and hopefully surpass the rest of the country.
I swear, after this event, after they faced Manila people, Bacolod people, Iloilo people, they'll want more.
They'll want more.
They'll want
100%.
more, 100%, Vince. And right
Alrighty.
now,
But we're gonna check out the next match, which is Francis the Tyrant King
and
I and
Omega Mark.
so what can you say about these two players, Earl?
What I can say is that basing on their team sheets, Manila Mark, Omega Mark rather,
Omega Mark.
Omega Mark rather, wants to have it on tempo. As we can see here on his team sheet that he has the Grimmsnarl, a Rillaboom, a Tornadoes, Ursaluna, Kyogre, Zamazenta. He needs to counter the opponent's team and give tempo. And after he has control on the board state, he wants to secure that sweep with with his Pokemon, with Ursaluna or high damaging Pokemon. And right now we're on Tyrant's team.
On
What can you
Tyrant's
say, Vince?
You look at this team and you're like, you see the Smurgle, you see the Rillaboom. We've seen this before, the Calyrex with the Nasty Plot. They're combinations of things we've seen before, but overall they are things that work. And we have a Prankster Tornadoes with something very interesting. Terra Dragon on the Tornadoes.
I know. Usually Tornadoes goes for a Terra Dark in order for it to not to be taunt or not to be prankstered by other Dark type Pokemons or other Pokemons that has an ability with Prankster.
I mean, the Terra Dragon is very interesting considering that it's still weak to Ice. So Ice Rider is rampant in this match, but we did see that Mark here did not. Did he? It was a Zamazenta Kyogre? Correct me if I'm wrong.
I think it was a Zamazenta Kyogre. He wants to build tempo since I think he knows since they live in the same region. He knows how their playstyle goes.
And so let's see. Tyrant here does have a history of requesting to not be what we follow in the scene as. He is the raid boss after all. So
Yeah, we see Tyrant on the screen. Vince.
Tyrant is on the screen, taking heavily here. We do see an extremely good lead from both sides. The Rillaboom and Grimmsnarl, very defensive opening. And we do see also a very aggressive opening from Tyrant. Both teams going for something very interesting. There's a defensive opening and an offensive opening. Neither of these really fold to each other, but we do see
We
the
do
Rillaboom.
see a fake out going to that Raging Bolt, which clinches the Raging Bolt in order for that light screen to be activated.
And we do see the Wind
But the Bleakwind Storm will hurt a lot on that Rillaboom.
But the light screen coming in clutch. And the double speed drop though.
Double speed drop. That was very, very important due to the speed bird outcome. Since Raging Bolt it's not that fast also.
No, Raging Bolt wants to be in Trick Room, even in Tailwind it is not fast. But considering both Rillaboom and Grimmsnarl are now much slower, the Prankster on Tornadoes now has increased. He's definitely going first instead
Yes.
of Grimmsnarl. And that the terrain is up, and I believe there was a grassy glide there, but is that really gonna matter after this?
We don't know, Vince. As long as I can say it, in the start of this match, Omega Mark likes to set his tempo, and we will see all the defenses up, all the buffs up, in order for his last Pokemon to sweep Tyrant's Pokemon. But we will see how Tyrant responds to Omega Mark's setup. And we see here that Rillaboom is on the red, Vince. And another speed down.
And another speed drop, and the Thunderbolt coming out from the Raging Bolt, bringing both the Grimmsnarl and the Rillaboom down to red. But an instant U-turn saying, no, I'm not going down that easy. And Mark is now choosing who's subbing in, and it is the most villainous hero, Yang Orca, the Kyogre.
And we can see here Drizzle is now online, which the field is now on rainy days. And we can see that was a special attack drop coming from a Spirit Break of Grimmsnarl from Omega Mart.
Yeah, then you see that the Raging Bolt here has just taken a load of damage. And it shouldn't have taken that much damage from Grimmsnarl, but people often forget Grimmsnarl is very powerful. Even on the physical side, it deals a lot of damage, but the rain is up. Tornadoes will have 100% accuracy on that big wind storm. But at the same time, the Kyogre here, it seems like it's going to be ready to water spout.
And we will see a Terra coming from Kyogre going for a Terra Blast. It's one of the most Terra types for Kyogre. Yeah.
But again, you have to remember that Bleak Wind is going to go 100% here.
But Bleak Wind will be 100% accuracy in a rainy situation like what we have here right now.
So that must mean Francis here, Tyrant, is fairly certain that, yeah, the Thunder Wave comes out from the Grimmsnarl attacking the Cord, but it fails, and the Water Spot also comes out from the Kyogre. So that was a very good defensive turn for Tyrant, and it makes Mark lag behind a bit, but lagging behind does not mean he's going to lose. The Kyogre is still here helping, the Grimmsnarl is still there providing support, and Water Spout pressure is still alive. However, Raging Bolt being there, the Thunderclap. But again, Terra Grass, so will that really matter?
I think it won't really matter if Raging Bolt wants to do a priority move to that Kyogre slot. But as we can see here, unfortunately, that grassy terrain also helped Tyrant's Pokemon.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, putting that Raging Bolt on the green now instead on the yellow. It's also that Grimmsnarl was also in the red, and now in the yellow HP. But we can see over here if it's still gonna be the same move, just compared to last turn. As we can see, a Thunderclap, a Thunder Wave going to that Tornadus.
And just as we predict,
A huge Water Spout, and it kills both Pokemons. And
that was a double KO.
Double KO, ring that King. I like to say that.
It may not have been a one-hit KO, but that is still, you see exactly why Kyogre is called a king. The king before Calyrex. So that Water Spout is absurd.
That Water Spout is absurd. And right now, Omega Mart is on the lead now. He's under control. He has all this buff on his field as long as he wants to finish this game as fast as he can.
Right.
Because on the side, two restricted Pokemons, Zamazenta and Shadow Rider, is gonna hit a bunch on Omega Mart's Pokemon.
Right, so despite Tyrants being on the back foot here now with both restricted out, you gotta remember both restricteds are out, meaning Tyrant is at now full power of his old setup. And the bigger question is the Zamazenta slower than the Kyogre? But we do see a defensive maneuver here from Tyrant, going for a double protect. We see 3 protect. The rain will be stalled out.
And also, like I said, they want to scout each other's move because all their Pokemons have their Protect. That's the advantage when you have Protect. You can either deflect a move or you can scout your opponent's move and think of a tech or a strategy for the next turn.
So now we see that that Grimmsnarl is proving to be a hell of a problem. So let's see how this plays out. Again, the speed here. Working against that, the Calyrex is still the fastest thing on the field, and that Grimmsnarl will want to paralyze something. But the question is who? And will the Water Spout be able to take out both Calyrex and Zamazenta, provided it actually gets Water Spout at maximum HP?
And we have right now another Terra from Tyrant's Pokemon. That's Zamazenta going for that Terra Grass.
Terra Grass, so now that Water Spout is restricted.
It won't hit that much, but we will see. We're going to see a Thunder Wave on that Calyrex Shadow Rider, making its speed half on the entire match.
Now it's no longer the fastest thing.
But that was a huge damage coming from Zamazenta. And a psychic going to that Gego. It survived!
And the Kyogre once again showing exactly why it is King Kyogre. The healing turns of Grassy Terrain actually managed to pull through. Kyogre with that sliver of red HP it's just enough to survive
I
and
know.
still cause problems. Grimmsnarl on the other hand going from absolutely red almost back to 40%. Yeah, this could be an issue because now paralysis can happen on the Zamazenta as well. Tyrant's now really on the back foot, but let's see how this plays out. Tyrant may be, he may be losing, but that doesn't mean he's gonna lose. He's not just gonna lose here.
Vince, he came back from a 2v4. We'll see over here if he can do it again.
I believe he has some tricks up his sleeve. He's not just gonna roll over and lose. So
That will kill a Grimmsnarl.
Grimmsnarl finally takes out Grimmsnarl. But the rain that disappeared with Kyogre is now back as Kyogre comes back in on
And
the
that Astral Barrage will hurt the Zamazenta. It took a huge amount of HP from Zamazenta, but it's still bulky enough.
And we do see that the Rillaboom is coming back. Still at ready HP, the terrain is back up again.
And right now on the field, we have two dogs. One dog is on Terra Grass, one is about to attack, and a Carrot Shadow Rider that is paralyzed, and a Rillaboom. This Rillaboom poses a huge threat in Tyrant's comp right now due to its takeout pressure. But we don't know what will happen, Vince.
Takeout pressure is alive, but then will he trade out the pressure?
But we will see right now what will happen this turn. I think this is one of those crucial turns that it's either Tyrant can pull back or Omega Mark can sweep this round.
Yeah. He was back, good come out, and it is not enough.
It is not enough putting
But the flinch.
but the Astral Barrage. It can kill. Can it?
Will it take out? Yes, it does. It does take out the Rillaboom. Both restricted, but now the only thing left on the field. And the Zamazenta, however, on Tyrant's side, is still primed and ready.
But that recall from the Life Orvins could not prevent Shadow Rider from surviving.
However, we have to remember that, like you said, Tyrant has come back from a 2v4, and he's proving right now that he's not the one to just lose. So, Gang Orgar, the Kyogre, has come back out. A little worse for wear at 10 HP, but yeah, there is a lot of pressure here on both players.
Both players can still come back on this turn, or Omega Mark can sweep this round. But we will see, because that Zamazenta for Tyrant is still healthy and can resist some moves coming from Omega Mark, Vince.
I mean, maybe it's the power of the Japanese dog, Something about being a Japanese dog is great.
And they protect coming from Tyrant. He wants to scout Omega Mark's move before moving, and another protect going for Omega Mark. We will see what Omega Mark's Zamazenta will do. And an iron defense. That is not good, Vince, because
That is interesting.
that Zamazenta will keep on iron defensing, which boosts its attack, which will use body press.
Right. And when you really think about it, body press increases both defense and offense for Zamazenta. That's why it's such a dangerous restricted these days.
Yeah.
But we still have to remember that the Zamazenta is not.
And a protect going for Kyogre, but it failed. Freya used body press on that Zamazenta, took a huge chunk, and that closes. I told you it's gonna be 1v1. It goes
It'll
up
be a 1v1 now, so the iron defense, the fully defense up dog versus the grassy dog.
the grassy dog, but we will see that grassy terrain is helping both Pokemons right now.
Right. And we did see that. And was that a speed tie or is Mark's Zamazenta just significantly faster?
We don't know. We don't know. It might be a speed tie or might not be a speed tie, but it won't be enough. Vince.
The grassy terrain it's both working and against both players, since they have much more work to do, but at the same time keep their dogs safe.
Indeed. But right now we're gonna see how much damage Omega Mark's Zamazenta will deal to Tyrant's Zamazenta.
After that, it's currently at +5. If correct me if I'm wrong, it should be at +5, unless Mark Unless Hail Mary happens here. And
And it lives with everyone! We don't know what happened! Is it still a speed line? We don't
I don't
know!
know if it's speed line.
Wait, is it Omega Max just winning all the speed line and Tyrant's losing, or will this round will Tyrant win the speed tie?
Will it be enough though?
Will it be
That's
enough?
great.
And
And okay, that confirms it that the Zama
Zenta of Omega Mark
is faster than Francis
Zama
Tyrant
Zenta.
Zama Zenta. So that was an interesting match. It came down to the wire. Francis on the back foot there and managed to almost bring it back. But Omega Mark's gonna have to step it up a little more.
Yeah, I know, and as I've told you that he came back from a 2v4 deficit, came down to 2v2 and
And then a
1v1.
1v1. That is why Zama
Yeah,
Zenta is
that is wild, Vince. And right now, will Mark find a way to keep up the tempo? And also, will Tyrant have the power of the oppression which the aggressive team he has brought into this tournament topple down Mark's setup or defenses?
Defensive
Yeah.
Well, I did talk to Tyrant earlier. He did say that as the games progress, he gets significantly stronger. So maybe this isn't his final form yet. He was put on the back foot, and suddenly he's like, "All right, now I have to go. I have to use 10% of my power." We don't know.
He's gonna have blue hair, ultra instinct style.
I'd like to believe that Tyrant has now entered Super Saiyan 2 or Super Saiyan 1. He's not going down without a fight, and he is one of the best. Both these players are considered the best in the league. So
And also, would like to get a shout out to Omega Mark. He's one of the players for Rapid Spin. It's like a sister chapter for Pokemon, but they play Beyblade. Beyblade decks. Yeah, he's one of the core members of Rapid Spin.
incredible. That's great, actually.
And right now, 30 seconds on the timer. Both players have not decided which four or which two they want to lead, Vince.
Now remember, last time neither of them led with their restricted. So will they be doing the same thing?
Will the scriptwriter write Omega Mark the victor for 2-0, or will it be a 1-1 to make the match more interesting in game 2?
I love that Tyrant's profile picture is the ball machine. It's I remember him telling me it was because Catholic.
And right now we see a Zamazenta and Smirgle.
That is a massive adjustment from Tyrant with Smurgle coming out. Now there is takeout pressure on both sides of the field. However, from personal experience, Smurgle always outspeeds the Rillaboom. So the takeout pressure from Smurgle is a lot worse.
I know, but we don't see how this Smirgle is built, Vince. Or this Grimmsnarl will have its setup up, or will this Rillaboom have a fake out that makes this round be a neutral round, which makes the next round is gonna be the setup round, or the round they begin to do their checks.
The lead round right here is probably going to be extremely crucial for both these players. It's going to dictate the tempo at which this game will be played. So I imagine Francis Tyrant would want that. Yeah, we do see the fake
We
out.
do see the faster fake out coming from this Smirgle, Vince. And another fake out going for the
Fake out, going for fake out, but we gotta remember the focus out from Smurgle has now gone.
But
And
it
Heavy
can-
Slam is not enough.
That plot armor coming from the Smirgle is so. That Smirgle wants to keep the tempo for Omega Mark and wants to
Right.
keep those barriers up for his team. He might have an anime flashbacks during that heavy slam.
Perhaps, but then the Grimmsnarl literally saying, "You thought you had me? No, I'm still here." And it's been doing that since the last match.
I know.
It's been in the red for so long. It just survived.
And we see a light screen coming from that
An interesting choice. That spore does come out from the Smurgle towards the Grimmsnarl coming to sleep, but light screen from the Grimmsnarl not preventing it too much.
And a huge body press going Zamazenta through that Rillaboom, but that Rillaboom is gonna bump that Smirgle, which puts Smirgle out of commission.
Will the recoil be too much? No, it's just right. Rillaboom and Grimmsnarl are now both in the red with that grassy terrain recovery. Rillaboom is now back in the yellow. However, That Zamazenta is still there, and both restricteds are now out for the Tyrant. Tyrant, again, in the last match, he showed exactly what can happen if he's put in the back leg with both his restricteds. But now he's putting them both out earlier in the match. It is the third turn, and both restricteds are out. That is truly a raid boss enemy.
We will see the friendship between Grimmsnarl and Omega Mark. Is this a turn one sleep? Or will it wake up?
Don't you just make those turn one sleeps? But then if you're the one putting them to sleep, you're like, oh, I love those.
Well, this will be a test to their friendship. Grassy Glide going in.
Grimmsnarl stays asleep though.
Grimmsnarl stays asleep. And that Calyrex Astral Barrage will hit like a truck, putting 2 of Omega Mark's Pokemon out of commission.
2 for 2 for a +2. So now that the Shadow Rider is at +3, both Pokemon on the right side are kind of, now they're the ones kind of losing. The Life Orb recoil, so Tyrant's Calyrex here is on a timer. But that healing from the Rillaboom, a little thank you gift. And we do see on the previous screen here that Gang Orca, the Kyogre, and the Zamazenta are coming back out. So, wow, this is going to be intense. It is now both restricted against the other 2 restricted.
Indeed, and we will see here who will be the fastest, who will be the bulkiest, and of course, the fastest will be Shadow Rider. But Calyrex Shadow Rider can survive an attack from Gang Orca if it can't kill Gang Orca or Freya in this turn.
So the real question is, where does the Kyogre's speed lie in all of this? We know that the Calyrex Shadow Rider is the fastest in the field. However, will the Kyogre attack before the Zamazenta, so will it attack between the Zamazenta? We know that Tyrant Zamazenta is slightly slower, while Marks is faster, so where will the Gang Orca Kyogre attack?
A very interesting move and choices for both players in this round, and we will see a Terra for that Zamazenta going for that Terra Fire.
The Terra Fire on the Zamazenta is interesting. I think this is Mark's Zamazenta?
Yes, it is Mark's Zamazenta, Vince. And they protect
from the Calyrex Shadow Rider. And the Zamazenta as well, scouting out what Mark plans to do.
Scouting out both moves.
Players scouting out everything.
Yeah, and we will see on the next round, because on the next round, 4 of this Pokemon will brawl it out. Who will survive after this turn?
That was an extremely defensive turn.
Yes.
All Pokemon decided to win with a protect, meaning everyone now has a 50% chance to protect if they choose to protect this turn. Now, are the players going to gamble on a second protect, or are they gonna go all offense? From how I see it, the only way forward is a straight up brawl, and I think they like that.
And we will see on this round. I'm also excited because this is also another crucial round for both players. If one survives or one gets the upper hand, it's over.
So now we do see a Terra from Tyrant. He's going for the Terra Grass on that Zamazenta once more. We didn't see how incredibly difficult this Zamazenta was to deal with last turn, last game, but we also saw how difficult the Zamazenta on the opposite side.
And Garca uses for a protect, gambled for attack, but it failed. And that Psychic will hit that Zamazenta and put it on a yellow HP bar. And that demon can it still a
critical hit.
Does it matter, Vince?
Well, I mean, it might have actually, because if you think about it, the Calyrex did survive no difference last time. And once again,
the dog is still alive.
The dog still stands.
Don't forget,
HP, actually.
Mark's Zamazenta is faster than Tyrant's Zamazenta, but we will see. We have this Rillaboom now on the field, giving HP regen for all 3 Pokemons.
Right, and now that we look at it, Rillaboom probably does have Grassy Glide. However, will Grassy Glide be good enough against a Terra Fire Zamazenta?
I think it can. I think it won't, because I don't know. The match is so exciting, Vince. It's so tense that I can't even analyze it on my end. And we will see a fake out.
Fake out pressure.
with a fake out with 30 damage to Zamazenta. And a body press sealing out Zamazenta's fate going to the bench.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Did the Kyogre move already, or
Not yet.
not yet?
It might go for an ice beat to that Rillaboom, but
Or
it's
Rillaboom?
still
Okay.
alive.
But the interesting thing we did see here is that Kyogre is slower than both Rillaboom and
I
Zamazenta.
know. It must be a bulky build for Omega Mark's end.
However, we do know that. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the battle was cancelled and now we're going up to 1-1. One Tyrant, one Omega Mark. And Vince, do you know it's one of those tactical strategy that you don't want your enemy to scout their damage to your healthy Pokemons? That's why Omega Marks ended the match.
Right,
Because
right.
it's much better that your opponent does not know your counts, does not know his damage towards a healthy Kyogre.
Right, exactly. But then we took into account that the speed type, you always have to take into account the speed counts. It's probably one of the most important things you have to take note of when you do these games. So when you know who's faster and who's slow, it can be the difference. It can be a world of difference.
I know, and it can be devastating when you've been losing to speed tie all along. When it mattered, when the speed tie mattered, you lose. When it doesn't matter, you win. It it's a devastating end on your part.
It's kind of why I like to play more aggressive. So yeah, I play aggressively. I like bulky Pokemon, and at the end of the day, my Pokemon do damage. They take damage, and yeah, that's that.
And
Speed tie, what's that?
And right now in game three, can we see if Tyrant does truly unlock the weakness of Omega Mark's ability to tempo and also to buff out all his Pokemons to end it on a sweep with a bulky attackers on the end? Or can we see Omega Mark still taking the field, still putting up the tempo, still putting up all those walls for Tyrant to topple?
I'm very interested to see how Game 3 is going to play out. I'm fairly sure both players here will have massive, massive changes to their game plans. Both of them not wanting to lose. Now, Francis Tyrant here has been known to bring back games every time, and Omega Mark is Omega for a reason. Let's go!
Let's go game 3! And we will see who will be the victor. This is the Swiss 4, and we will have another Swiss last and final match for Swiss 5.
So we do see an adjustment here from Omega Mark, but Tyrant has retained the Smirtle and Zamazenta. If it's not broken, why fix it?
Why fix it? Yes, and we shall see if it's still the same thing, or will it not be the same thing, or will Tyrant be the aggressor, fully aggressor for all these matches?
Right, and then now we have to remember that takeout pressure is again on both, but that Smirtle still has his takeout there. He does take out the Rillaboom, and the Rillaboom will now no longer be able to take out, but then Mr. Pogi, the Tornadoes, taunts that Smirtle. That Smirtle is now useless.
But that body press though, it's still crucial because it leads Rillaboom to a yellow HP bar, which is not nice when you're facing against a Kali Shadow Rider.
Well, you've seen that Omega Mark's Pokemon are all extremely bulky, but it always hits 2 or 3 hits. And we have to remember that the Smirtle is still with that focus sash, and the only way forward from that taunt was probably to switch. So we will see that Tyrant sounds Smirtle.
Another Rillaboom.
So Rillaboom being Rillaboom is incredible here. And we see that Mr. Pogi he's just, flipping everyone off here. But the body press, Tyrant sees the taunt and goes, alright, I'll take you.
But it must be a strategy coming from Omega Mark's end. You want that Rillaboom to go offline because he can freely switch out that Kyogre. That will deal so much damage. And also, that Zamazenta has been found. It can't use its Protect. It can't use any non-damaging moves. Yes, indeed. And we will see right now. Because Omega Mark is now the aggressor, Vince.
We have to remember that Tornadoes here can use Tailwind and just smooth things over. So, but then, will this force Tyrant to Terra his Zamazenta to survive a possible Water Storm? But if Mark reads a possible Terra, an Ice Beam is going to be the great equalizer.
Indeed, Vince. So we shall see in this round the proper moves, the proper decision making on both sides. and we will
This
see.
might be the most
Yeah,
crucial turn of this match.
this might be a deciding turn
And
on
we will
both
see
trainers.
the Terra, as predicted, to survive a possible water spout. Of course, Terra Grass on the Zamazenta has to come out.
Indeed, and we see a Zamazenta going for a Terra Grass, predicting a water spout, but that Kyogre just used Protect.
It just needs to protect that Tetsuya Master. Heavy slap comes out. Tailwind, however, did not come out. Instead, it opts to go straight for a quick
That Green Stone, that's so massive, and the critical hit,
Oh, critical
and
hit.
a U-turn for that Rillaboom, which switches out. He wants another Pokemon, and we all know what Pokemon is gonna go out.
Now we see the Calyrex here, but again, we still have to remember that the Zamazenta is faster than the Kyogre outside of Tailwind, but the Tornado still being there, Mr. Poki, he can still Tailwind and change everything here.
Indeed, and as we can see over here, I think that Zamazenta's HP is enough for a good attack coming from Gang Orca because of the rain, which boosts Gang Orca's or Kyogre's attack multiple folds.
Well, either way, that I don't think Zamazenta now has enough special defense and HP to tank the entire water shot from a full HP Kyogre. However, we have to remember that all Pokemon that Tyrant has on the field are fairly well. He still has all his Pokemon essentially.
It would be wise to keep that Calyrex on the safer end as it used Protect. But this Gang Orca will go for a water spout. Will this Zamazenta survive a water spout on the rain? It does not. Even though it's not effective, it deals so much damage because water spout is based on Kyogre's HP.
There's nothing quite like when you overwater a plant, they die.
And right now, Omega Mark's side is now faster because of the tailwind. Vince, we will see what will happen to this Calyrex because this whale is now the fastest on the field.
So the Rillaboom does come back out from Francis' side, and remember that the Rillaboom does have both Fake Out pressure, Glassy Glide pressure, and if Predict goes pretty well, Wood Hammer pressure. Calyrex on the other hand is just Calyrex.
And we see Kyogre going for another Protect. He wants to scout that Shadow Rider and also to protect from that Fake Out coming from Tyrant's side of the field. And we see a Bleak Windstorm. It will kill the Rillaboom and put a huge damage on Calyrex. And a Speed Rock coming from Calyrex. Damn, the Script Rider! The tempo that Omega Marks give to the field is so massive, Vince. Even though without the influence of Grimmsnarl in this third match, it will kill though the Tornadoes.
Right,
but
right.
does it even matter?
The big issue here now is Tyrant can no longer swap out and gain back the speed. He's slower, but
He still has
lower than the Kyogre.
Yes, and also he still has another fatal pressure because of that Smirgle.
Yeah, the Smirgle being right there.
It can still.
Will he even go for a fake out here? He can just go straight for the score.
But we don't know it yet.
Or the follow me, or I don't know. Can follow me even work here with water spots still on the table?
We don't know, Vince. Can Tyrant come back, can crawl out from this hole, or will Omega Mark take this win? We shall see this time.
Incredibly though, that Shadow Rider is Shadow Rider. Anything can happen. This is VGC after all.
Indeed. Will that Smirgle go for a fake out? Will that Zamazenta go for a wide guard? Nobody knows.
Both players really burning out the timer, making sure you do see Terra coming out from Omega Mark here.
Indeed, and due to Omega Mark's forfeiting the second match, Tyrant doesn't have the grasp on the damage to that Kyogre's HP when it's full health.
Right. But fake out does come out for the Kyogre, but
The Rainbow Bash going to the Tyrant. It does not kill the
it's
Tyrant.
still not enough.
Still not enough. Can it damage though? Can it damage a huge slot? Can it damage a critical hit? We will see. It's
not
still
enough.
there.
It's
Still not enough. But we will see on the next turn. Special tackles. Will it speed over the attack?
So increased special attack and low attack, a fairly pointless moving change, but well, Power X is still up and kicking though.
I know, and I would like to check what the field state right now. What will happen? It's been dragged. It's been dragged a lot, and I don't know. Can Omega Mark still end this, or will Tyrant succeed or crawl out from this?
It's all just one big debate out there.
Yes, and it's so crucial. 10 seconds on the time clock, and Telerex wants to use the protect to stall out the tailwind winds. And the Vital Press. It's not enough because it has full stack.
But now the question is, what is the Smurgle going to do?
The water is fast.
Comes out. It is faster than the Smurgle. I mean, you have to remember that the over is still a restricted, and this kind of seals the deal. At this point, the speed drop was the one that did in the Tyrant. Omega Mark has shown that perhaps a king is nothing to an Omega God.
But we don't know it yet if that Shadow Rider can outspend two of Omega Mark's Pokemon, or will Omega Mark predict the protect, predict the Wild Guard? We don't know it yet. This is the final turn of the match, everyone.
Let's see what happens. Will Tyrant be able to pull this back? Will something suddenly miss?
It's 1-1. We don't know who will emerge victorious on this Swiss format. Behemoth Dash closing up the game. Omega Mark taking the victory.
Omega Mark taking the game from the Tyrant here. And that was an incredible match.
Incredible match for both players.
Down to the wire.
Down to the wire. It feels like a coin flip. It's so intense. And I have no words for it, Vince. It was so fun to watch. It was so fun to cast
it.
It
Great to cast that match.
Yeah.
I've had the privilege of finally casting a Tyrant game. I've heard so much about it, and it does not disappoint at all.
It does not disappoint at all. And I would like to check for our tournament organizers to our corner if the Swiss 4 matches have been concluded.
Right. So right now the VGC matches should be concluding with the 5th and final round of Swiss, and we will be passing the screen off back to our Smash competitors. So look forward to that, everyone.
Okay, enter Smash Bros. I would like to watch fighting games. I'm not very good at it, by the way. I tried Smash.
It's a great game.
I
can play some
I
games
mean
after.
I mean Wario.
Your main Wario.
I mean Wario.
All right.
But
So,
yeah. Let's
this
have
is,
our.
We'll be back tomorrow, everyone. So this is Vince and Earl.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Vince. It was so nice to casting with you. Thank you, Bacolod, for Cebu, for welcoming us.